Wait, you two! Just a moment, please. You're the Traveler in Paimon, right? It's a pleasure to meet you. Do you have a moment? There's something I'd like to discuss with you. My name is Nabil. I'm a Matra in the Academia. You're friends with... Currently, Sino is out investigating a case involved...
Oh no. Do you think he...
Well, to be completely honest, it's pretty hard to imagine anything that could pose a threat to Sino. But word has it that you two are brave, smart, and extremely capable adventurers.
Alright, since you asked so...
Large amounts of canned knowledge from unknown origins have been appearing on the market recently. According to some research, using large amounts of canned knowledge could lead to some serious Rumors also have it that some particularly dangerous canned knowledge has made its way into the market. Last we heard from Sino, he was investigating somewhere outside Sumeru City.
Sounds like we better go look... There you are!
Ah, it's you two. I knew I sensed a familiar but I'm very busy at the moment. We'll have to chat some...
That's right! Nabil asked us...
So Nabil told you about this? I see. Well, the situation might be more problematic. Long story short, I was able to learn of the secret location.
Whoa. Sounds pretty complicated. But, alright, sign us up!
I'll put you on. Let's move.
Is this all you got?
What difference does it make? If you see something...
They've been cracking down on us lately, so we don't have much on hand. If you see something that catches your eye, then now's your chance. There's no telling...
What does the Academia think they're doing? I don't see any real gems in this batch. It's all pretty ordinary stuff.
150K. Show us the Mora.
Put the Mora down and your hands up.
It's Sino! Once he...
Hey, forget the goods! Let's split!
But don't forget the Mora!
Done! Not so fast! You can't escape with Paimon on the...
What is this? He's got backup now? Doesn't it... I don't like the looks of this. Either way,
it's over. It's not like we're making a big cut anyway. I'm not losing...
Huh? Did they really
Just like the others I've cut. They're not deep in the circle, just dealers at the bottom of the chain. All right. I have one question and one question.
The pickup location is different every time.
And when is the next batch coming?
I don't know.
He's telling the truth. Honest. Normally, we should have received a shipment 3 days ago, but we didn't get anything. The stock we have right now is from 8 days ago, which is why there isn't much left.
I know exactly why they didn't receive their last batch. I suspect who's ever running this whole thing knew that I was coming. When you were trying to escape, you said something about me working alone.
Are you kidding? We've known your name since day one in this business. The boss warned us to watch out, but here we are. I guess we never stood a chance.
They already knew all about me and were trying to avoid. These small fries are the only ones they leave out in the open. And no matter how. If only we had another lead. Like a merchant who sells large amounts of.
Huh? Oh, you mean...
Do you have a potential suspect?
Whoa!
That's right. I won't turn a blind eye.
Oh! Sounds like we shouldn't ever let...
I see. Anyway. If you manage to learn anything, you can find me a carrot. And as for you, I don't ever want to catch you by.
Okay, I got it.
Hey! What's with the attitude?
What, you got a problem with that too? Listen, buying canned knowledge is a... Think about it. If the academia is hoarding something as can...
The academia has clearly published the potential dangers of canned knowledge. I just hope you understand that your actions are what fuels the smuggling. If I ever catch you again... Alright, Traveler. I need to...
Ha! You think you can...
Traveler, why don't we go talk to Dory? She's got if Paimon remembers correctly, she's... I see. So that's the latest scoop. Good thing you didn't rat me out. Otherwise, who knows where I'd have to be hiding to avoid attention. No idea. Sorry. I've already cashed out of the can... Huh? You mean you stopped... That's right. With so much canned knowledge flooding the market, it was becoming impossible to fetch decent price. Besides, it seems that group of smugglers has practically taken over the market. It's a little rule of mine to never... Plus, with regulations getting as tight as they are now, I figured... Oh, sounds like we came all this way... Well, not completely. Granted, I don't know who's behind all the smuggling activity, but since you didn't sell me out, I'll let you in on what I... After all, those smugglers have really crossed the line, butting their way into the market like that. I hope their luck runs out soon. Hey, you just want to make more business for yourself. Don't underestimate its value. Think about it. You can gain all sorts of knowledge while bypassing the troublesome. Of course, not everyone needs that kind of knowledge, but in a market as big as Sumeru, there is... Then why does the academia prohibit selling... Being able to gain complex knowledge and become a scholar with the snap of your fingers? But everything in the world comes at a price. Gaining knowledge is a complicated process. It requires learning, thinking, and practice. But with canned knowledge, one may simply skip all the hassle and get whatever. First, you'll accept the knowledge as factual without a second thought, and you'll find it very hard. And second, excess use of knowledge capsules over an extended time diminishes your ability to... Oh, that does sound pretty dangerous. Traveler, you used canned knowledge before. Did you feel any negative? Of course, using it sparingly is not an issue, which is exactly... It's just like how medicine can be used to cure diseases, but can also do harm when overused. Anyway, back to the point. There'll be consequences if the sale of canned knowledge... And what's worse, you're playing right into their hands by focusing only on the can... As far as I know, their real purpose is to distribute information about the Court of Desolation. The Court of Desolation? Rumor has it that it's a site of ruins from the age of King Deshret. It's said that with the word on the street is that there'll be an auction taking place in the desert. Once I heard about the auction, I began to suspect that all the canned knowledge popping up on the market is just a diversion. I'd wager that their real target is the Court of Desolation. Because studying those ruins is not just a simple matter. It requires knowledge spanning several. As for the auction, chances are they're trying to attract and scout out anyone with interest or expertise. On the other hand, no one can say for sure that they will ever succeed in finding the Court of Desolation. So,
Sounds to Paimon like we better head to the desert and see the auction.
that's right. And now that I've shared all that valuable info with you, it's time to introduce our limited edition desert travel kit. It comes complete with a map straight to the auction location. As I said, I also have to make preparations before I sell things, right? Now, I've got it. 500,000 mora per kit. That's quite the bargain. We'll even offer a 50%. What? That's no need to worry, little one. Sino's the one heading this investigation, isn't he? All you'll need to do is tell him to go to the Merchants Guild and pay the bill once the mission is completed. I'm sure the General Mahamatra of the Academia would never leave any debt unpaid. And I can only imagine the funds he's allocated.
We'd better get going. If Dory keeps at it, we'll be out of... We got news for you. What the smugglers are really after, they're hosting an auction in the desert to sell canned knowledge about those ruins.
The Court of Desolation. I won't ask how you came by this intel. But is it reliable?
We also heard that the Court of Desolation contains treasures from the...
Partially. It was a secret place built by a dark sect from... According to past research, one must forfeit their life as the price of entering. They are not some ordinary ruins, however. If they are using the canned knowledge as a way to move information and recruit researchers, then I suppose your conclusion does hold some validity. Less in recent years. But there are always those who attempt to do so, both inside and outside the academia. After all, legends claim that whoever obtains the treasures inside can see beyond life and death. Or even, death is often the greatest grievance for many people. Though they're fully aware that the chance of these rumors being... That's why some continue to research it, regardless of it being a restricted subject. Do you know where the auction is taking place? Good. We'll go investigate. But before that...
Huh? People take...
That's right. Let's begin to leave town and see what happens. Don't worry.
That's Sino for ya. But we can lend a hand too, you know.
Hold it right there. Heading to the desert, are we? I would think
Who are you?
That doesn't matter. All you need to know is that someone wishes to inform you. You must be Sino. I've heard a lot about you. You've got quite a reputation. But this... And as for you two, why bother sticking your noses in trouble that doesn't even concern you?
That's right. We won't just sit back and do nothing.
Ha! Have you really thought it through? You're not. My employer said that he's willing to compromise as long as you just walk away. He could, on top of that, he's willing to give you a cut of the profit. So you see,
Is that so? Well, I can't think of a reason why I'd accept.
Sorry, no can do. We're getting paid to ensure you disappear. Since you won't turn...
Following orders.
New punching bag.
Where do you think you're going?
Surrender!
Take that! Take that!
Heartless.
Nowhere to run!
Your sins weigh upon your soul!
Guilty!
Your penance is due!
Futile! Surrender!
How regretful. This doesn't change. You're in over your head, Sino. There will be others coming for you. You'll regret it. Let's get out of here.
No need. Even if we apprehend them, there'll be little information to gain. I apologize for bringing you into this dangerous mess. You should be careful from now on. Sleep with one eye open.
Wait, hold on. There's no way anyone could sleep.
You'd be surprised. Anyway, just be careful. Mercenaries are they may even stay hidden in some dark corner for a very long time. Yes. I remember it like it was yesterday. I was carrying out a mission with one of my superiors. I didn't have much experience at the time, and I let my guard down after we had closed the case. My superior was injured while protecting me, and we struggled to gain control of the situation.
Whoa, who could have seen that coming?
He survived with a fractured wrist. It took 2 months for him to recover. But luckily, there weren't any further. His name is Taj Radkani, a very well-respected Matra. You'll have the chance. Anyway, our mission will be dangerous.
Don't worry, Paimon will stay alert. We'll see danger coming on.
Good. Don't worry. It won't be. And once this is all over, We still have a long way to go, so you'll need to hang in there for a while longer.
Okay.
Of course, but I'm accustomed to...
Care to share any tips?
Just try to stay focused. Use your willpower to support your mind. Take one step after another. Don't let your mind perceive your...
Okay, if you say so. Just look around. It's just sand and desert. There aren't any monsters for miles.
Watch out. Something's not right about that.
Order guide you.
Well, Paimon...
Those weren't just normal scorpions. See? There are marked numbers on their pincers. Someone doesn't want us to show up at the auction. We are surrounded by desert as far as the eye can see.
This place is super dangerous.
Something's not right. There are no roads in the desert, so... Stay still. Here's the answer. It must have...
Huh? What is it?
A miniature tracking device made by the Ksharawar. They can use... But this device wasn't licensed for mass production. Where did they get it?
Whoa! Paimon never knew that kind of thing even
They probably planted it on the Traveler during our fight with the mercenaries earlier. It was a frantic fight. It's only natural you...
Well, good thing you were able to find...
No. Hold... Let's keep heading to the auction. It would be dangerous to linger here.
They're back again! How many of them are there?
Here comes the finale.
Weird. Is this where the auction is? Yeah, not a single soul.
We didn't waste any time getting here after we defeated those mercenaries. They shouldn't have been able to give it, but even so, they still knew we were coming. Someone here must have been watching the tracker, and warned everyone to clear out.
Aw, what should we do now?
We searched the area. They couldn't have moved all the knowledge capsules so...
All right, let's take a good look.
Did you find anything?
No, nothing in particular.
It's possible there weren't many knowledge capsules containing info about the Court of Death, but don't worry. I have another idea. Come back and meet me here after some time has passed. I'm sure something will come up by then. They packed up in a hurry and didn't have time to carry off all their goods. They won't... Once they think we've left the premises, they'll be back to pick up their belongings.
Oh, Paimon gets it. We'll lure them in. Okay, we'll start heading away and leave this...
Yes. And don't worry.
Ugh, so tired. We've brought. Oh, yay. Let's rest for a little while. It's probably about time. Let's go. Maybe Sino's finally.
Yeah!
Oh, looks like Sino caught someone. So you're the bad guy behind all this, aren't ya? All right, tell Paimon.
I didn't act immediately when he showed up. Rather, he is not the primary instigator, but he is
Yes, impressive. You certainly live up to your reputation, Sino.
Huh? Greedy?
Once everyone knew you were coming, all the canned knowledge dealers abandoned their goods and fled at once. Since all the goods were just left here unsupervised, I thought I'd use the opportunity to come back and take what I—
You must know who's manufacturing and selling the canned knowledge.
No, I'll talk. But before that, perhaps we could— If we stay here, chances are that someone will see me with you.
All right. Where do you sit?
How about my home in Aru Village? It should be—
Fine. Let's head out. You can throw with—
Listen, buddy, you better not try to trick us.
Come on now. Do you really think I'd try to pull anything under Sino's watch? Seriously, what can I even do?
You're back! Oh, we have guests?
This is my daughter, Simin. She can be a little shy of strength. Why don't you run along now, dear? Dad needs to talk.
Oh, okay.
Everyone knows Sino in our business, but let me ask.
Paimon is Paimon, and
To be honest, I really didn't expect to see Sino, the lone operator. But even though you caught me, I'd still urge you to stop while you still can. You should abandon
Why is that?
everything from the manufacturing of canned knowledge to the sales and even splitting the profits. Every step of the process involves dozens, if not hundreds of people. Massive profits. Everyone will try their best to defend this industry that we've worked to build. It will be a long and difficult fight, even for you, Sino. And even if you manage to win in the end, no one will thank you. If anything, your...
Everyone has their own reasons for what they do.
Here's some tea, Dad. And for the guests, too.
Right. I forgot to offer tea to our guests.
Don't mention it. And, I should tell you that our tea tastes kind of bitter, but I put some sugar in to make it a little tastier.
That's my girl. Do we still have any sugar left? If not, I'll buy some more next...
Yes, we do. Okay. I'm gonna go have a rest now.
Didn't you say that everyone's in it for the massive profits? That sure...
Actually, that's what My daughter was born with a chronic disease, so she has a relatively weak heart and lungs. Even slightly strenuous exercise can cause her to faint and prove to be a life-threatening risk. That's why she never really had any friends to play with, and why she locks herself up in her room most of the time. She has to take lots of As for me, I was just an average merchant. I would wake up early and travel all until one day, someone reached out and showed me a way to really make...
Selling canned knowledge.
That's right. With all the mora I made, I could finally afford medical treatment for my daughter. There are many others like me. Smuggling canned knowledge might seem like an unforgivable crime to you, but to us, I wanted to tell you all this so that maybe you could understand and change your mind. Please, stay out of this.
Oh no. That means that if we prevent the sale of canned...
I must get to the truth. I can find someone to help treat your child, but I cannot turn a blind eye to the smuggling.
I somehow knew you would say that. But having your word to help my daughter is enough for me. You'll find some goods I received just recently. I think everything will become clear to you.
Whoa! Look at all...
Yes. All neatly packed away and organized in boxes. Small producers couldn't possibly support such a large quantity of goods.
Huh? Look! These seem different from the other knowledge cap...
Yes, that would make sense. Wait, what's this? Yes, it's a Matra seal, indicating that the goods have passed Matra I started to suspect that someone in the academia might be involved when I found the tracker earlier. The pieces have now all fallen into place. With this Matra seal? No wonder they don't want me to investigate. It turns out, could I ask you for a favor, Traveler? Since all this canned knowledge came from the academia, then it's highly likely that if we can enter the repository... But, considering my current status, you'll need to be the one who checks the records. I'll write a letter...
Sure thing!
I'll also keep working here in the meantime. Although our leads are all currently pointing to some... We can get more information on other dealers from Bahari. I'll stay here and make some preparation.
Hello, we meet again. Have you managed to find Sino? If so... I read the letter, and must admit that I hadn't expected things to be so serious.
It's alright. We wanted to help Sino too.
I can tell that he really trusts you. The research files stored away in the... Even I don't usually have authorization to enter. But with this letter from Sino, it shouldn't be a problem. That's right. Granted, the academia is very supportive when it comes to research. However, some forms of research have proven to be so dangerous that the Matra have to step in, but some information may be retained as a record to warn later researchers. Follow me. I'll show you. Hopefully, we'll find the answers that
The restricted repository. Sounds kind...
Okay, I understand. Since Sino is vouching for you, I suppose we can trust you. You may browse the information but I'd suggest avoiding any other research files. Sometimes the less you know.
So this is the restricted repository. I never thought I'd see the inside of it. This is a first for both you.
There are many who do not openly converse with others within the academia. But even so, there are very few. Even though he's no longer in the academia, I still trust him. And that goes for... The files are over there. Just make it quick.
Whoa, there's a lot to read here. Have you found anything yet? Huh, it reminds Paimon of Sino's former partner.
His former partner? That would be Taj Radkani. But you're not far off. Mortada...
What? Taj's son went to prison for researching...
Why do you sound so surprised? You're a Matra, aren't...
It's just that they arrested him in secret, so it was never publicly known. All I knew was that Taj...
No. Unfortunately, there isn't. He took his own life not... You've heard about Taj, right? I know Nabil has. Every Matra knows him. I would say he's probably pushing 50 this year, which makes him one of the most experienced Matra. He used to be Sino's only partner. Taj is also skilled with the polearm, so the two of them used...
Ah, right. I heard Sino mention that before. But I wonder if it had anything to do...
Taj was already very well known by the time... So when Mortada came to study at the academia, everyone had high expectations of him. Then he had an unpleasant dispute with his father, but they were eventually able to work things out. Not long after Taj arrested his son and put him behind bars. Shortly after, Mortada slit his own throat with the pieces of a broken bowl. Since then, Taj has been periodically coming to the repository. He'll hold the files from his son's research with a remorseful look on his face. I guess that's why he chose to...
I had no idea that happened. That must be really hard for Taj.
That's awful. Paimon feels terrible.
Wait, don't tell me you're starting to suspect Taj now. Impossible. Taj would never do that. I mean, yes, he does, but this is Taj we're talking about. He would never do anything against regulation.
But if you claim that the canned knowledge was originating from the academia, then Taj is in... Because he was the only one who could have recently gone through research files about... There are so many files about those ruins that it would be difficult to restart any research, since the 7 original research... However, if the files were made into canned knowledge, they could be understood immediately.
But even so...
According to the legends, the treasures inside the Court of Desolation could allow someone to see beyond life and death. Or even... Though I don't really believe Taj would ever try to do something like that. I'm just telling you what I know. Do you have any questions? If not...
Paimon's kinda confused. What should we do from here?
Oh, Now that I think about it, Sino suspected that the canned knowledge... There's no way so many boxes could ever get through without drawing any attention. Maybe we could try ask... Don't worry, Tosh. I won't let your reputation...
Alrighty then, let's go ask around.
Excuse me. Have you seen any large shipments of goods leaving the academia?
Huh. Well, yes, but isn't that pretty The academia consumes so many resources each day. Everything from cooking ingredients, raw materials, even equipment for experiments. It's normal for goods to be coming in and out.
Right, but we're looking for shipments with a Matra seal. Have you seen any like that?
That I'm not too sure of. I normally wouldn't notice whether the goods have any seals or not. Maybe you should ask someone else.
Excuse me. Have you seen any large shipments of goods leaving the academia recently?
No, not that I'm aware of. Perhaps you could ask someone else?
Excuse me. Have you seen any large shipments of goods leaving the academia recently?
Huh? Why do you ask?
I'm just checking to ensure nothing unusual has happened.
Well, I can't say it's unusual, but I did notice something. There's a Kashar researcher who's been making frequent shipments recently. Dozen of large boxes each time, if not more. When I asked him about it, he said they just contained a bunch of old worn-out machines. The Kashar used to often sell scrap machines to traveling merchants, so I didn't really think anything of it. But he's been making a lot of shipments lately. There weren't ever so many outdated machines before.
And you didn't find that suspicious? Why didn't you report it for inspection?
Well, the boxes were stamped with a Matra seal. Why should I bother? Of course, I did start to wonder about the seal once, thinking that maybe they forged it or something. But you know what happened? A man named Taj came here and told me that he'd already inspected the goods personally and ordered me to leave the researcher alone. I couldn't question his word, could I?
Possible. There must be some sort of mistake. There's no way Taj would ever... No, I won't believe it. Taj is an honorable man. Someone must be trying to frame him. Wait, I know another Matra who works with Taj. I can ask him to let us speak with Taj.
As I've already told you, I don't have any way to contact Taj. A few Eremites showed up looking for Taj yesterday, and he met with them in his office. I was standing outside of the door, and I vaguely heard them say, "Found it."
Before I realized it, the door opened and Taj left with the group of them. I noticed that he had also changed into Eremite attire. But Taj didn't come to work today, so I've also started to feel a little concerned about the whole thing. If you'd like to speak with him, maybe you can try visiting his home. He lives just on the outskirts of Sumeru City.
A group of Eremites? Could Taj really be the one making all the canned knowledge?
No way. Taj is just like Sino. They're considered heroes among the Matra. There's no way that he would... Fine. Looks like there's no other choice.
Hey, don't let it get to you just yet. We'll get to the bottom of this once and for all.
So, this is Taj's place. There doesn't seem to be anyone here.
Well, what should we do then? Do we break in?
No. Wait, the door's unlocked. Well, anyway, we're still not sure if he's the real culprit. Probably not a good idea to go in without permission. You're right. Even if we apply for a warrant now, we won't be able to do anything until... What's this?
It's a paper full of names written on it. Oh, and a map. Nabil.
Yes, this is definitely Taj's handwriting. These are the transactions between Taj and some other people. From the look of the numbers, the scale of this smuggling... The whole operation involves more than 300 people, including dozens of celebrities. These are famous scholars? Merchants? I have a feeling that Sino might be unaware of what he's up against. There's no way anyone could face such a large organization on their own. You're right, that's just who he is. As for the map, it appears to indicate the location of the Court of Desolation. If Taj really has turned on his honor and committed these terrible acts, then I suspect that he might already be... I don't want to suspect him, but I also don't know him very well. Maybe Sino will know what to do.
All right, we'll give these to Sino and see. Let's go! Well, Sino? What?
Taj. From what I remember, he is a straight-laced man. Although he would resort to extreme measures from time to time.
So do you think he's the one behind all this?
I'm still not sure. I cannot imagine how devastating the incident with Mortada was for him. Nor can I deny the possibility, whether it's out of love for his son or for other reasons. We have to see for ourselves to judge him. Or rather, the person he's become. That's right. It's clear that he had a hand in this case, yet he made no report of it. That's also why I need to see him. I must ask his reasoning and judge him myself. Time is ticking. Let's go.
So this is the Court of Desolation. Are there really any treasures buried here? Oh, Paimon's kinda nervous. Could it be dangerous?
Don't worry. You'll be safe with me.
Teamwork is dreamwork!
Look! These walls have definitely seen better days. Was there some sort of fight here? Let's keep going and see what we can find. Whoa! Is it just Paimon? Or did that passageway just rotate? It's not gonna start moving again, is it? Either way, we should be careful.
is order. Judgment is upon you. Guilty.
Taj.
Ah, Sino. It's been some time since I've seen you last. I trust you are doing well. Seeing that you've made it all the way here, you must be on the cusp of wrapping up your investigation, I presume. Even faster than I expected.
That's right. This case is nearly closed. Was it all your doing? Smuggling the...
Yes, it was me.
Then explain why.
That's the difficult part. Let's just say I've changed. I've become a selfish coward who only wants to pursue his own interests.
I find that hard to believe.
Oh, really? Way I see it, every person will end up like me sooner or later. When you're young, you press forward, unattached, living solely for the justice in your heart. But as you begin to age, you start to... I was the same. I never questioned my actions until Murtada died. I was completely dedicated to all that I did, but as I grew older, I found myself... Murtada was sent to prison by my own hands. I set myself on this painful path. My son hated me till the day I failed him as a father. But now I have a chance to make it right. A chance to reunite with him. The Court of Desolation. Here lies the key to overcome...
So, did you already find...
See this door behind me? Behind it lies the treasures that I'm so close, Sino. If only you hadn't arrived now, I could already...
Enough conjecture. What has happened is already part of the past. You can, in the end, the treasures you seek are...
Since you're so sure, why don't you just let me open the door and see then?
No. I sense danger behind that door. There will be dire consequences.
I beg you, as an old partner, can you let me fulfill my last wish? Just... Surely you get it by now. Doing your job without mercy will only drive people away from you. I'm the prime example.
I don't overthink things. If there is only one way for me to defend my principles, then that is...
Seems there's no convincing you. All right then. Let's see if your polearm skills have improved at all. This power is mine. I will set things right no matter.
Nowhere to run!
The tides beckon. Bow your head.
Futile!
Well played.
Nowhere to run!
Let's get this show on the road!
Your strength.
You feel it, don't you? I'm stronger than you remember.
I gained new power. This is only a taste of it. Once I open the door behind me, this power will be complete.
Uh-oh. We have to stop this.
I won't let you open that door.
I wouldn't be so sure. I'm afraid it won't be easy to stop me now that you're injured. Or are you ready to sacrifice your life?
I'll do what I have to.
I still remember when we first became partners. You were always charging forward and even after all this time, you still haven't changed.
You haven't changed either. You left that list of names and map. All of this was just part of the act you were putting on. What happened just now was also part. I had my suspicions from the beginning, but I couldn't be sure until we fought. If he really had changed...
Huh? What are you...
He never planned on opening the door. His true intention was...
What's happening?
Seems our time is running short. Let me make this quick then. After Mortada died, my spirit was crushed. For a long time, that is when I was approached by someone who wished to collaborate and find the Court of Desolation. People from every walk of life are involved. They are relentless in their search.
No wonder banning the research wasn't enough. A full-scale op...
I'm a flesh and blood human like anyone else, so I obviously hesitated. I suddenly came to a realization amidst my suffering. The Court of Desolation. A place that once... As long as this place exists, people will recklessly seek it out, just as Mortada did. Generation after generation. Regardless of the cost, let it be buried beneath the sand forever. Once the Court of Desolation is gone, there will no longer be anyone obsessed with seeking it out. That's right. I acted as if I had abandoned my convictions just so that they would cooperate without raising... But that wasn't enough. I needed someone I could trust to bring the organization to justice. To add to the problem, the organization is so powerful that they even have...
So, you pretended to be the one behind all
Yes. I'm sorry, but now I am... Anyway, this place is collapsing. You must leave now.
Wait! Aren't you leaving too? There are still loads of bad guys.
His fate is already sealed. There is no life left inside him. He is like a candle with no more... You planned it all from the very beginning, didn't you? Risking being treated as a traitor to collaborate with them.
Regardless, I made a grave mistake by allowing... I was always so busy with work that I never made... Finding this place was his biggest wish. Since I'll be reuniting with him here, I can only hope he won't have anything more to hold against me. I'll leave all those people on the list to you.
There's nothing to be sorry for. If you see Mortada, send him my greeting.
Dad, why are they so strict with me? I'm always the only one who gets in trouble.
Just leave me alone! Don't worry, I won't damage your precious reputation.
All right, Dad. Let's start over. By the way, I finally found an area of research I wish to pursue. Why can't you show even a little leniency? Why?
Because we are Matra.
The Court of Desolation has...
Just as Taj said, that place being buried in quicksand is its rightful end. To them, as long as there's Mora to be made, their only goal is to make massive profits off of dangerous research. Taj, that's an opportunity that I will not...
We'll help too.
Thank you. But you've all... Just leave the rest to me. I will bring them to justice myself. So, that's what I'm going to do.
Let's go find some treasure.
We meet again. Thank you so much for all your help.
Nabil, what are you doing here?
Convicts from the desert are being escorted through Caravan Ribat, so I'm here to keep an eye on things. This should be the last group of them, so the last few days have been quite the ride, but fortunate. At first, the mercenary groups on the list were putting up quite a fight. They made several desperate attempts to cover up the truth. However, Sino crossed the... After that, people on the list started to put pressure on the higher-ups within the...
And? Then what happened?
Well, then we received word that Taj Rudkhani had sacrificed. The Matra then moved together against the enemy. We cleared out the trick. Some of them managed to get out of the academia, but still failed to escape. The scattered criminals were captured by Sino all across I even heard that someone was about to escape to Fontaine, but was still apprehended just at the border. Having more than 300 prisoners...
Is Sino alright? He didn't get...
He seems fine, but nobody knows the real situation. He brought over 300 suspects to judgment all on his own. Among them were even some of our former colleagues. But even if we start feeling all self-conscious, thinking if we've done anything wrong... By the way, are you guys here to see Sino? I think He was walking with someone I didn't recognize, and then before I knew it, they were nowhere to be seen.
Sure thing, Nabil. You be careful too. Don't let any...
Don't worry about me. If anything happens, you can find me at the
Trying to single-handedly bring 300 people to justice must feel pretty exhilarating.
I'm aware. However, I learned something unexpected during interrogation. Mortada had lived in his father's shadow all his life. Natural. After Mortada died, the organization tried to use toying with others' minds, treating lives like dirt.
Fine, I understand. This is a type of trap I've been working on which uses plants. Here, if thrown into the mud, the trap will grow rapidly and disperse a pollen that has a paralyzed...
Sino! Tainari! Oh, so Tainari must be who Nabil saw earlier!
That's right. Sino asked me to collect some medicinal herbs to treat... I also dropped by just to check for any injuries. He seems to be fine physically, and Sino, relax. You don't always have to look so serious, you know. Why don't you play...
How is Kale these days?
She's grown a bit taller, but her grades could use some improvement. She's still... After some time, I plan on having her go outside more.
Huh? You mean Kale is leaving a video forest?
Well, I've asked her to host some ad hoc lectures to teach the dangers of canned knowledge, as well as how to use. Although we've apprehended all the criminals behind the recent smuggling case, there are. So, I decided to ask her to work on increasing knowledge and awareness on the topic.
I will.
If anything else happens, the three of you can find me in the video.
I've already caught those who were preparing to attack you in secret. Even if some criminals did slip through our fingers, they wouldn't know that you were involved in the case. So you can relax.
But what about you, Sino?
It's still not time for me to rest yet. Those who died have fulfilled their wishes. I've been thinking about what Taj said in the Court of Desolation these last few days. I just hope my own change will come slowly, so that I can that way. Those who see me as their superior, and just as I gained courage from my own superiors, and my partner. I'll be fine. I'm also enjoying my chat with you right now, you know. There are many things I feel better about. Many people want to go to the desert to offer condolences for Taj. One day, I'll gather some flowers that grow in arid desert conditions.